All right, Pisces, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for June 8th through the 14th. My name is Athen. So this week we have some easy aspects Monday through Wednesday, sextiles from this third house of yours, which has been quite activated with this whole lunar cycle, Mercury retrograde here, Mars here. And Mercury's going direct this week, and the Sun and Mars conjoining. So very, very powerful, very exciting energy here in this third house. Now, the easy aspects are coming from your first house, which is Uranus aspecting both the Sun and Mars, and then Jupiter aspecting both the Sun and Mars, along with Venus sextiling up to Mercury. So a lot of this positive energy here. What is that? Is that four or five aspects here going into the third house, all just in 3 days. So I think there is some opportunities for all of us. And for you, it's involving these goals and drives and ambitions and being yourself, really, in many ways, from this whole perhaps eclipse energy from March, which is now Uranus freeing you up. And this has been an ongoing theme here. But you being yourself, being your true self, and liberating yourself in many ways, I think that's going to be quite supportive for all this third house activity that is still shifting for you. Third house is communications. It's also how you're thinking about things. So I think maybe you have been, especially with Mercury retrograde, reworking, excuse me, how you're thinking, how you're communicating, perhaps things relating to siblings and peers or just learning in general with that energy there. But very supportive here with Uranus. I think you can find that perhaps some new opportunities there, or again, it could be relating to your goals and ambitions with that. Now, from the fifth house, this Jupiter and Venus aspecting the third, this is all about fun and enjoyment. You've had Jupiter in that fifth house for about a year now, helping you open up and expand your creative self-expression. And this can be creative projects. It can be anything involving, your like small business, also children, for those of you who have children in your life. So whatever those opportunities have been for you personally, that is now going to continue to be activated this week with Jupiter sextiling up to this part of your chart. So I'd really recommend conscious attention because the opportunity is going to be there, but we have to make something of those opportunities. But first house, which is you, your goals, your drives, your conscious energy, your communications, and then also your fun, creativity, and tapping into the playful side of self. All of that I think you'll find very supportive, especially the early part of the week. Now, we only have one challenging aspect this week, and it's Mars squaring up to Chiron. So this has been involving this 12th house for you guys, healing the subconscious, the spiritual side of things, the dream space, perhaps healing through dreams and that kind of energy, which is been very important. I think it's important this week too, for you to focus on any of that stuff, because with this square aspect, it's a minor aspect because it's involving an asteroid, but still I think you'll find that quite healing of your ambitions and your drives midweek, which I think will further assist a lot of this motivation and action, which will be shaping up with this conjunction here. So I would be certainly focused on maybe listening to your intuition more, getting that meditative time, listening to your dream space, working on those spiritual side of things this week, and wanting to learn about it. And I think you'll find all of that very healing. Now, another shift here of your 12th house is that Neptune is going to be going retrograde here for the next 6 months. So this is about now an introverted time, about reflecting on your intuition, reflecting on your spirituality, reflecting on your connection to God or all that is, and having that meditative energy and that now moment presence in what you're doing, which naturally comes easy to you Pisceans. But this Neptune energy is certainly a reflective time, and it's going within and understanding more about the internal guidance and the internal intuition and things like this. So it's a subtle energy, but maybe you might learn something about that this week, and it could certainly shift things where you can reflect on those matters for the next 6 months. Now, over the weekend, Venus will be sextiling up to the North Node, so this whole life path has certainly been activating this seventh house of yours, one-on-one connections. And I think over the weekend, it's a really good time to get involved with relationships, all kinds of relationships. And from Thursday all the way into next week, this conjunction between the Sun and Mars is actually very, very passionate, very, very exciting, relating to probably these shifts and changes that have been taking place with your thoughts and communications or learning. So whatever's been motivating you on that level, I think this can be a strong passion. I think it can be very motivating in relation to your routine, because the Sun does rule your sixth. I think you'd be very passionate about perhaps the financial side of things too, with Mars ruling your second, and your overall life path in general. So Good energy there. Very good for communicating yourself. Very good for learning. Very good for anything on that very rational level. So all in all, the highlight is definitely that third house, as it has been, and the support coming in from liberating self, being your true self this week, and expressing yourself this week, and having fun, tapping into the playful side of things with Jupiter, and enjoying yourself will be all very supportive. Could also be romantic too, is another fifth house thing. But yeah, quite nice houses, I would say, to be in positive aspect. And then shifting taking place with that Mercury retrograde, helping you understand more about how you're thinking, how you're communicating, things of that nature. So Pisces, this was a general look at the overall planets in the sky. If you'd like a more personal look, please get in touch for a personal reading. And I will talk to you guys next time. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care.